biggest, most common question that I see about this game all the time, every day, constantly is, what should my team be? How should I build my team? What characters should I use? So today I'm going to go through a tutorial that tells you how to do this. And once you hit AR like 45 to 50, you should be changing your team composition for specific dominions or for specific bounties because they're immune to elements. So it really helps to know what makes a good team composition because you're going to be changing it eventually pretty regularly. So typically there's three different kinds of characters. You have your main DPS, which is really easy to identify because their skills do nothing but enhance their attack power. Child, Diluc, Klee, just raw attack power skills.
So heavy.
You have your support characters like Diona, Venti, Jean, Sucrose. Fischl is kind of falls in a hybrid category. She's support attack. I'll describe that in a second. But your support characters are easily identified by the fact that their skills do either crowd control, or they do healing, or they do something else that supports your team, like Bennett, who buffs your allies' damage. Or Changyung, who is very shortly here tomorrow. Actually, his new ice skill is going to be really good for buffing your team's critical hit rate, like by a lot. So then you have your support DPS like Fischl and Jingling, and you can identify those because they have skills that stay active when you switch characters. Fischl, for example, she's a really heavy hitter with her bird Oz, and basically you just switch to her, you throw out Oz, and then you switch back to your main DPS, and Oz will stay out for quite a long time. Jingling does the exact same thing. She throws out her bear, it breathes fire, and also her burst attack, that her spear that spins around you, that stays out too. So she's a very good support DPS. Then finally you have actually that's it. Okay, so you have your main attack, your support DPS, and your support healers typically. So I like to run one main DPS. You should never need more than one because while one's out, the other one's doing 0 damage or is helping the party not at all. And you want to try to avoid that. I like to have 2 support DPS, if at all possible, or 1 support DPS and 2 supports, one of them being kind of like a helper, like Venti. He doesn't directly buff anybody, but his support ability is amazing. So I'll run Venti and Jean maybe, and that's a good combo because that gives you cooldown reduction on all your characters and some other neat effects. So I'm going to get into how to pick your characters for what you're doing. Now, when you're in your party setup, the order that you pick your characters is totally up to you. I pick them based on whatever's more comfortable for me, since I'm on PlayStation, is easier for me to swap to. So I kind of have that pattern down for me. But I have my main DPS. I have my support DPS, which I always start with because she'll throw a lure out, and she's a distracting character and a crowd control character. So I pop her lure right away so that the enemies won't attack me. Then if I have her ult, I'll pop her ult. And while that ult's popped, I might switch to Diluc if they're grouped up to hit them really hard and get that benefit from the curse on her ult. Or I'll switch to Venti to group them up and then switch back to Diluc to do his ult, which will hit everything gathered up there. So you see how that kind of combos together. Venti combos really well with a lot of characters because his frickin' black hole ability is just really good. But there are other characters that have good skills like that, like even Amber's little bear and bunny doll attracts enemies to it, and that makes your heavy hitting characters do a lot more damage. And even though that Amber's not doing any real damage, she's still massively increasing the effectiveness of your real damage dealers. And you have to look at those things when you're selecting characters. So as you can see here, Jean's obviously my healer. I built her raw attack, so she'll literally heal 15,000 damage in a burst. and anybody that's got more health missing than that will just heal it by standing in there. And also it deals quite a, not a amazing amount of damage, but it does a decent amount of damage to everything in the area, so that also helps. You got to look at a lot of little things that characters do. Try out characters, because her charge attack, where she, with her little sword, will actually launch small enemies up in the air for a few seconds, and that can be beneficial for certain reasons. But especially if you're fighting like one wizard and the wizard's bubble is gone, and you want that wizard to not attack you, just switch to Jean and launch him up in the air for a few seconds, and then beat the crap out of him with your main DPS. Super easy to do. You just got to know these things. Now, I'm just going to show you a little demonstration here. I got my daily commissions. There are certain monsters that I'm hoping show up in these commissions today. I know this one, I believe they're going to have earth shields on them because of the name of the commission. So we'll see that fairly shortly here. That's just one of those black rock things. Now, with the shield guys, if you don't have Mona, Baron Bunny is amazingly good against them because they will turn around and stay facing that lure. And meanwhile, you can just hit them in the back and totally ignore the shield. It's a really, really good strategy. And I see some explosive barrels over there. That's why I didn't dive from higher up, because those can hurt. I really only care about the big guy right now. And he's gone.
Time for takeoff.
I think. No, he's right there.
Delve into destiny.
Alright, now he's being annoying. Something people may or may not know about Diluc is that his skill action cancels with his main attack. So there are actually really solid ways to use that to your advantage.
Written in the stars. Let me scribe.
But right now I'm just going to showcase that this works extremely well with lure attacks. Just keep hitting him in the back. It's really powerful.
Let's play. Time for takeoff.
Oh, I was actually expecting that to catch on fire. That Animo tornado, that's why I used it, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if it's bugged with Diluc or like what the deal is, but sometimes it catches on fire, sometimes it doesn't. If you use his elemental burst, it does every time, but his skill, not always. I want to say, in fact, less often than it does. So that's something that works very well, obviously. Now you have other ways, reliable ways to take out shields. And for that reason, I always recommend having one character that's good at destroying objects in the party, whether it be a two-handed sword user or a Geo user like Ningguang or Noelle. Because sometimes you just really need to take those down, and it helps. Now, hopefully you kind of see in this one that I'm about to do some good strategies for combinations between characters. Now, when you build team compositions like Chung Ying, for example, with his ice ability, anybody that does an ice attack in his zone is now going to get massive crit increase. So try to keep that active as frequently as possible. Try to abuse these mechanics. There are... What is this? Reach the... Oh, this is going to be a stupid one. I thought this was going to be a combat. Reach the destination. Over there. Oh wow, a whole minute and 20 seconds to get over there. Wow, okay.
Written in the stars.
I'm gonna get my bonus time just for doing this too. That was weird. I don't even know what hit me. They're all grouped up right there, nice and nice, so easy hit. I need to level that up too. I only have it at level 4 right now. I've just been too lazy to get the right upgrade items for it recently, which I think is today. I think I'll probably upgrade that to at least 6 today. Sounds like a plan. I wish I could dash like I could in those mini games that we played before. I think this is the last one. Now, yeah. If you guys ever want to know anything specific, like how to beat this certain thing, tips on how to run faster, you know, things like that. I actually think you run faster with 2 arrow in your team, now that I think about it. And then, of course, Mona runs faster than anybody else. Yep, increases movement speed. I can't see exactly how much because my character portrait's in the way, but...
Divination is about...
Nope. Nope, damn it. Yep. Okay. Capsizing waves. I got a lot of weird ones today. This looks like this one is defeat. What? Getting a lot of lag. I do need to make some more how to build this character videos. I know I put out a bunch when the game was kind of new and haven't really put out any since. So I will get on that eventually. There's still a lot of characters I haven't actually made builds for that, like, I know how to make the builds, I just don't have the items to kind of show you what to put on these characters. Like, building Chungying is super easy. I just haven't farmed the artifacts. This one's literally just kill a bunch of stuff. So
Time for takeoff.
let's just knock everything up in a big hole and nuke it from orbit.
Wait, hear me.
Oh wait, this is a fun map, I just realized. Where's this guy? Insta-kill. Wait. Oh god, there's 4 of them. Instant kill. Oh, this is fun. I'm having a good time.
Delve into destiny.
Alright, there's a fire guy, so I gotta flash Mona.
Decided by destiny.
Ah, really? Come here. Oh, I apparently was poisoned or something. I didn't even realize. That's okay. soon as she gets her ult back, I'll just heal her back up to full. I never need food items, like, almost ever. It's kind of ridiculous. Only time I need food is when I'm playing with other people and I'm not running my healer. And they're either not running a healer or they're running their healer bad. This last one is not a combat one. So let me show you how this works on... Okay, adventure handbook down there. On something like did they make the... Oh, they do have Ruin Hunters. I'm gonna show you a Ruin Guard right here. See where it sends me. Okay. Now when you're fighting bigger enemies like this, you don't really need to switch your party around unless you're really struggling. But obviously you don't want to normally use characters like Venti that have crowd control abilities that don't work on them unless they're really your only heavy hitting DPS. I'm gonna bring mine because not GG. I don't really need to switch. I'm just gonna go in there and kind of show you how to abuse certain mechanics in the game. And again, Ruin Guardians are something that Amber's really good against. Like, it's odd how much she comes up, but like, yeah, Mona's significantly better.
Time for takeoff.
But Mona's still really strong in dealing with that kind of thing. They only dropped me one item? Wow, bunch of dicks. So, I'm gonna see if I can showcase to you exactly how using a lure character
Fate is upon
on
me.
Ruin Guard works. Oh, not doing it.
Delve into destiny.
You gonna do it? You gonna do it, buddy? There he goes.
Shadows of
Lure.
light.
I really wish those missiles did damage to himself, but they will 100% distract those. And I personally think that's really overpowered. And Baron Bunny will do the exact same thing. So, totally use that whenever you can.
Shadows of fate. Fate is upon me.
God, I can't wait till the Hydro Element set comes out tomorrow. Mona's attack power is going to go through the roof. Oh my god, especially if you have her C2. I think it's C2 that gives it to you. I'm actually going to check right here. Yeah, it's C2, because she basically just gets free charge attacks all the time. And it's going to make that Hydro set. Delicious. I'm quarter Italian, I can do that. Alright, so that's the end of the video. Hopefully it helps you figure out what party members you want to use. And helps you never have to ask that question again. So with that, peace out.